welcome to One Way Football's Euro podcast. Yes, last week we was a man down, but we skimmed through it. And back with us today again, the one and only Ollie Parker.
Man of the moment.
Yeah.
All right.
I think your video's gone viral. Do you know the one that you're dancing around your living room?
Oh, I've been tagged in that so many times. I went to my nephew, it was his birthday the other day. I went to my sister's. They sort of done like a barbecue for him and all of their family and things were there. So I've got the same dad as her, but not the same mum. That's what I mean by her family. Anyway, So went round and every single person then had watched that video. I was like, oh, for God's sake. It was horrible though. Hated it. You just couldn't write it.
My missus always sees it pop up on the thing. She's going, "It's that guy again, James. It's that guy. What have you created?"
Oh, it was horrible, honestly.
Has it actually gone viral? I didn't even.
No, it hasn't. I know what James means.
There's a few people.
It's had a couple of hits. Yeah, it's had a couple
gone
of hits.
viral in Middlesbrough.
Yeah, people are stopping me in the street, and I won't talk about it though.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised, Ollie, that this time you're not wearing a different shirt today.
No, the reason being the shirt. I had the old Liverpool shirt on, which was meant to be for Simsy today, but I've had it on for work, and I've been in the shower, so I thought I can't put it back on because people at work know I've wore it and I look like a proper scruffy bastard. So
yeah, and it was was it a Liverpool top? Was it?
It's a Liverpool one, yeah. I think it's like a 70s one. It's when it was sponsored by Crown Paints. It's gorgeous top as well.
Paints.
But I'll smash it on next week, definitely.
Yeah. Make sure you give it a wash and get all the rubbish off it. You know, like the
Yeah. Yeah. I might get a little Arsenal one for you. I tell you what I did see actually.
Oh God, there's no point wearing that. Jesus Christ.
I've got this. I follow this page. It's like classic retro kits. That's where I get a lot of mine from. And I think it was just the last season Arsenal were at Highbury. I think it was their away top. It was like a dark top. Anyway, it's got Henri 14 on the back and it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I think still sponsored by O2.
Probably 2004 when they got to the final. It's when they probably got to the final with the Champions League.
Possibly, yeah, but it's gorgeous. I think I'm going to get that,
yeah.
We'll see, James. I might be renting one for you.
Yeah. Right, so we're going to be talking about the Euros now. Obviously, lads, is it coming out?
Absolutely. I tell you what, like Tuesday night, it was one of the best nights of my life. Tuesday night, I was on my own, and honest to God, the atmosphere was insane in my front room. It was mint. I was screaming.
Adam, what do you think, Adam? Do you think it's coming home?
Yeah, I think we've got a chance. You know, we've got either Czech Republic or Denmark in the next round, and I reckon we can beat them. So
I don't fancy playing Denmark, mate. I really don't. The last time we played Denmark, we got beat by them as well. It was in the Nations League. We beat us at Wembley.
Yeah, it seems like they've got their positivity back now. You know, now the whole Ericsson thing's kind of slowed down a bit now. You know,
but mind you, Czech no pushovers either.
But we've already beat them though, so I feel like them coming into the game against us would kind of put them at a bit of a morale disadvantage. You know, I think Denmark have got a bit of plot armor. Like it's meant to be because of what happens to them.
I know what you mean. Yeah, what a story that's going to be, though. You know what I mean? So it's going to be one of them, isn't it? It's written, isn't it?
Rather Czech Republic.
Yeah.
If we do get the final, which chances are, I mean, looking at it, we shouldn't we? But stranger things have happened. Who do you think we'll get in the final?
I reckon it'll be
looking
Italy.
at the other side. I think it'll be Italy personally. I do as well.
Spain.
But Belgium,
I would like Spain.
Yeah.
Spain have been great, have they? To be fair, but
I think I've got a feeling Belgium might get to it. You know,
I don't think
Belgium should all the time. Look, Belgium always should and always seem to feel like that. Yeah. They remind me so much of England's golden generation. It's like it comes and it passes so quick.
But that is like us, isn't it? It's like we every year we expect it, and then every year we get let down. Or So
apparently, there's no De Bruyne and no Hazard as well. I mean, I know Hazard's been benched for a good couple of games, hasn't he? But still, there's De Bruyne and Hazard are major doubts for that, and I think they're massive to their team.
From what I've read, De Bruyne's like 95% in the team sheet, but I don't think Hazard's going to get the game again. So.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at the game against Ukraine, is that a comfortable game? Would you say that, Ollie?
I think so, yeah. I've got 3-0 on my predictor to England. I think we will roll over them. I said that about Scotland, to be fair, but yeah, I think we should. I'm glad. I'm more happy we got them than we got Sweden. Our record against Sweden's not great anyway. But I do actually think Sweden are a better team than Ukraine. But obviously, tournament football, isn't it? Anything can happen, as you see.
Ukraine though have gone through a bit of like a change, like in how they, kind of what England did a few years ago when they changed all the training camps. They restructured the way, obviously, that they bring players into the national squads, and obviously who manages and who actually trains the national squads. England did that a few years ago. We're seeing kind of like the advantages of it now. Ukraine have done the same thing. Is it Shevchenko is the manager?
Shevchenko's their boss, yeah.
Yeah. He's completely restructured the way that the international team works and kind of brought them into the 21st century when it comes to international football. So I'd say they're not going to be an easy pushover. They play a similar formation to us as well, but they play with like inverted wingers. So I think it's going to be a bigger test on our midfield and our back three than it is.
Would you play 5 at the back against them, or not? Because I thought it worked very well, but it's one of them, isn't it? Against Germany, you probably do have to have 5 at the back just to match them. But against Ukraine, you would say probably go for it a bit more. But do you change that? Because honestly, that was the best performance of the full tournament by us by a country mile.
Yeah,
with 5 at the back. So
with Germany, they in the midfield especially, they had better players than us. So they for us to have to cancel them out and then try and get the goal was obviously the objective. Whereas I think with going against Ukraine, we're going to have more of the ball and we're going to need more creativity to kind of unlock their defence. So I don't really know how you can change it without unbalancing the midfield, because you would have to get rid of one of the holding players and then kind of turn it into a 4-3-3. But I don't know. This is why I'm not a manager. I just don't.
This is why we're not the boss of the team, isn't
it? Are we missing Mount though, or do you think Grealish does the job?
I think they're very similar. I've said this before on a previous podcast. I think they're a very similar type of player. I love Mason Mount, but I think Jack Grealish is, if you don't have Mason Mount, you've got Jack Grealish, vice versa as well. I mean, I think Jack Grealish is a better player than Mason Mount, granted. I don't think he'll start. I think he's going to start with Saka again, and you can't deny that, because Saka's been brilliant, hasn't he, for 2 games. He's been brilliant. So it's one of them. It's how can you drop him? It's like Sterling's undroppable at the moment, isn't he? But in the sense of when you said you drop one in the holding midfields, I think Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips are both 1 yellow card away from a ban. So possibly could happen that. Just to drop one of them out of the team and maybe put someone in there. I don't even know if Mason Mount's allowed to play now, is he? Is he over his isolation periods? Anyone know? Because I don't know.
Because I think it's
he was the day before.
Yeah.
He came out of isolation the day before the match. So
I think Mount would do a better job in that role if you were going to play someone alongside. Let's say, for example, Declan Rice was going to start, and you're still going to start with 2 in midfield anyway, aren't you? But you're going to say to Mount, right, you're going to be pushing forward a little bit more. I'd probably rather have Mount in that position than Grealish. I think Grealish is a better wide player, or maybe a central attacking midfielder, rather than dropping that little bit deeper and doing that job as well. So probably would rather go for Mount if he was going to slip into that position, personally.
Yeah, it leaves you more options as the game goes on as well, because you can make obviously an attacking player substitution and bring a player like Grealish in for Mount, or you can actually solidify the defence and get Henderson on or someone. So it does make sense.
Yeah. So getting through this quarter final, who would you both like to face out of Denmark or Czech Republic? Adam, who would you like to face?
Czech Republic.
Yeah, Ollie?
Yeah, same for me. Like I said, I think Denmark are a good team. They are a good team. I think the game against Finland, their heads weren't in it. Totally understandable. They shouldn't have been beaten that game. I think if that hadn't have happened to Eriksen, I don't think they'd have got beaten that game.
They should have postponed the game for another 2 days or something.
Shouldn't they? But it was Eriksen had apparently FaceTime. The man he told them to go and play. So they're not going to say no, are they? But yeah, I think I've been impressed with Denmark against Wales.
I know it's bad to say, but you just have this thing in your mind, like one of the UEFA owners, hiding under the camera, just pushing his hand up with Yeah, it's just pay to play, you know, like
I know.
Because that's how it felt, didn't it? It felt like
it did. Yeah, I was
just
so shocked, shocked because they actually cut the broadcast. I mean, it was miles too late when they cut the broadcast. But is it BBC who's getting up there, or is it totally different?
No, it was BBC, wasn't it?
Is it BBC? Yeah. Well, they cut the broadcast, didn't they, after a bit? And then they totally went to a different show. Like,
that's it, and then they cut that half and then went...
And it went back, and I thought, as soon as they cut it, I thought, that's it, it's done. Which was, and then I was just when it started playing again, I was like, jeez.
Yeah.
They've got some balls in, boys.
Going back to the England game against Germany, there was a lot of doubters coming into this game. But it was nice to see that Harry Kane getting a goal, no? And it was a goal, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Again, though, I wasn't impressed with his performance again, and I don't know what it is with Kane. He's one of them players. I don't know, because he's so good at Tottenham at saving the ball deep. But in every single match we've played, it's like we've been playing with 10 men. I mean, he got his goal, which was great. I was buzzing for him. Maybe that's what he needs now. Just that one goal, that little bit of confidence. But I still think he went missing in that game again. Yeah. I still think he went missing. He did. But obviously he's got a goal, hasn't he? So.
I think it's the tactics, though, that are kind of playing to his strengths. Like, we've obviously been playing with wide players, and he's not receiving the ball in the centre, is he? Like, it's going out to the wings every single time that we get the ball. So yeah, it's hard for him to kind of get service, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, both Sterling and Saka, they do hold on to the ball quite long. They
Sterling,
try and get
Sterling
as close to the box as they can.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sterling frustrates me at times, because there's times where he should be passing the ball and he just doesn't, and he
frustrates everyone. I can't knock him
because he's literally got us to where we are.
Yeah.
What a player he's been, but sometimes you're like, right, pass, and he just doesn't, and he loses the ball.
He always takes that extra touch, doesn't he? And that's what's frustrating about him. His decision making is just shit.
Adam, do you think Southgate's getting it right, though, with these team selections and that? Because he has revolved it around a lot, hasn't he?
I think obviously the way that the tournament's working, I think having a really good defence and being set and being hard to break down seems to be the key to getting through these tournaments, doesn't it?
I mean, so he hasn't revolved it around a lot. He's had to, because of obviously the COVID snows, but he has got it kind of right, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. You can't deny that. But I would say his substitutions are a bit crap. That would be my only complaint about him. Like,
is that because you'd like to see Hendo more?
No, like it's not even a case of Henderson. It was like when we were playing. I can't remember who was the last game in the group stage again. I can't remember off the top of my head. But when he brought on Rashford when they were sitting deep, like that was frustrating, because that was just a stupid substitution to make. He's not that kind of a player, is he?
Yeah.
And then who was it against Germany? He makes like bad decisions. I just feel like when it comes to substitutions, tactically he's not terrible, but
seems if we get to the final, or let's say if we win it, or even if we get to the final, will you come on the podcast and hold your hands up and say Southgate is the man for the job? Because I remember the very first podcast you said he's not the man for the job.
Oh, look,
will you hold your hands up?
No,
please.
I still
do you know what? If we win the Euros on that podcast after, I want you in a waistcoat. I want you in a waistcoat.
I tell you what now.
I have one as well.
I tell you what. If we win the Euros, I'll dye my hair blonde as well, like Foden has.
I need to think of something to do.
Yeah. Dye my beard blonde as well, like, shall I?
Yeah. I'll wear a waistcoat for like the next few.
Yeah, you have to. We'll all wear waistcoats. We'll all be Southgate.
It is basically like an easier road now, isn't it, to the final?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing is easy, but
were we saying when we were talking about the groups before, we were saying it would be easier for us to finish second, but when you look at it now, I mean, it was only that one game. We've actually done better finishing first, which is what you should be aiming to do anyway. But it's done us a favour actually topping the group, whereas if we'd have finished I
can't believe
second.
Germany finished second. That is
crazy.
Yeah,
I know.
Like, they were struggling.
I can't, to be honest.
It's weird though, with obviously, do you know, with some of the groups get the thirds, the team who came in thirds.
Yeah, I think if we'd have finished I think if that's what had happened, if we'd have finished, I can't remember now. If we'd have
it's,
finished second, we'd have got Sweden, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all
Sweden, I think we'd have
Germany.
got.
Yeah.
Germany only won one game in the whole tournament.
Yeah, and they struggled against Hungary as well, didn't they? Struggled
Yeah.
against Hungary. They were so unlucky.
That's crazy,
Cool.
isn't it?
Yeah. Crazy tournament. That's what we like, though, isn't it? It's been a mad one.
Exactly. It would be nice to see it come home. I think we've had that drought for so many years now. We need some kind of, do you know what I mean, gold coming back.
Yeah, but it's been years, hasn't it? I mean, you know, after the last World Cup, I was like, because I was just so heartbroken by it. I was like, I'm never going to see it in my time. Like proper bad mentality you have, but like I'm feeling it again now. I've got that feeling again. But I tell you what, if we get knocked out, there's another semi-final. That's it. I'm done.
Like in years to come, if there was like time machines built and every English person be racing to go back to when we won the World Cup. I want to go watch it.
We have to win it this time. Our team's just too good.
Every time we're in a tournament, though, because like when I was a kid watching England for the first few times, was like World Cup '98, the furthest I can remember back, and then we had the golden generation.
How old was you then? What, 16?
When
98.
Which time? No, I was 6. I think I was.
Oh, what? James, you're aging him there, aren't you?
Bloody hell!
You put 10 years on him.
I can still remember every time you're just like, oh, we've got a chance. The team's amazing, and then we shit the bed. And then after, obviously, what was it? When we had Gerrard, Lampard, Owen, all those players at the same time.
That team was insane, wasn't it?
After that, I was like, no.
Sometimes you get superstars, though. So you do get superstars sometimes, and when you've got that many superstars in one team, don't gel. I think you're seeing it with Belgium, to be honest. I think the only team I've ever seen personally I used to love the Brazil team, the old Brazil team, 2002 World Cup Brazil team. I think that was insane. Yeah. That's a team for me where there's a lot of superstars in the gel, but you can say the same for Spain as well when they dominated from 2008 to 2012. But there's not many teams who can actually play with superstars and win everything. They don't seem to gel, do they?
Is it that on Saturday when we play? Are we playing in Rome?
Yeah, Rome. Yeah,
we are playing. Do you reckon that's going to affect us any? Because every game that we've played so far has been at Wembley, isn't it?
Don't know, to be honest. I mean, I did see today England fans, even if they've got a ticket, are going to be turned away from the stadium. They're not allowed in at all, so we're not going to have any fans in that ground whatsoever.
So, are Ukraine going to have fans?
I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if we're on. We might be on Italy's red list. You know what I mean? They might have their own red list, and we might be on it. But it was on Sky News today. It said any England fan with a ticket who turns up will not be let in the stadium.
Because is that to do with EU restrictions, though, or is that?
I haven't got a clue. I didn't read it. I just seen the headline and I was like, okay, that's what's happening.
I was going to say, me and you, James, should get a ticket. We'd be all right.
But that is it, though. We haven't been tested without fans at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Because we've had that push of having all the fans back around in the stadium. And now it's going to be no fans at all.
I don't think
it's going to be totally different, I think.
Affect them too much, though, if it's a team like Ukraine. I think if you were playing in an empty stadium against like Spain or Germany, then I think it would affect them like mentally more. But I don't feel like they're going to have that issue kind of going in against Ukraine, because Ukraine don't have these big scary superstars, you know.
Yeah. No, yeah,
that's a good point. That is a good point. I do agree with that. Actually, to be fair.
Yeah, but then let's look at Iceland knocking England out. Do you know what I mean? Of what was it? The
Euros again, wasn't it? Yeah. Euro 2016 was it?
Giant killers.
Horrible.
Well, would they buy? Mind you, though, are we really giants back then? Like so.
we still should have beat them, shouldn't we? We still should have beat them. If we're going to go back that many years, we should have beat them definitely.
I was saying to Neil last night, because there is a lot of doubters out there. There was one guy that came into the bar yesterday. Adam knows him. He's a Liverpool supporter, and he asked for a German flag. He said, "Do you have any German flags that I can just wave about for a bit?" And I went, "What?" I went,
who is it?
You know, I'm not saying.
He can't name drop him.
Does he drink Jägermeister?
He does, yeah.
He wanted to get rid of Salah last season when he was talking to my missus about Liverpool, so he can shoot up.
He sounds like a bit of a wind-up to me.
Well, no, but he was being serious. He was just going. There's no way we're beating Germany. There's no way we're doing it.
So he's going to wave about
it. He was very negative about the whole thing, and
that's like you watching Arsenal play Tottenham, and you know Arsenal aren't going to win because they never win.
Or like say Tottenham get into the final of Champions League again, and me rooting on for Tottenham,
and you start waving at Tottenham.
Never going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Yeah.
No.
So yeah, crazy.
But,
I hope you denied him the Germany flag, did you?
I did. I was like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like I said to Neil before, I said my brain was like one of them old 1995 computers when you turn it on the internet, like. I was like, my brain couldn't compute. I was like,
why are you asking me for that?
Yeah.
Like you just have one. Oh yeah, mate. 2 seconds. I've got a Germany flag here for you.
Yeah, because obviously, because
they do at the bar.
Yeah, well, this is the funny thing about the bar that I work in. Obviously, they've got these put out all the flags, but it's from the World Cup, so you've got Afghanistan on there, and you've got China.
I noticed that. I was looking at them the other day when I was having a drink, and I was like, "There's no Ghana, was it?"
The problem is, we aim to please everyone. I mean, we know there's Chinese restaurants up there and stuff. I mean, so
yeah.
You might not be in it, but we're still supporting you. Oh God. So say if we was to get Denmark, going back to that scenario, what kind of formation would you have at the back? Because Denmark have been very straight up attacking, haven't they? Adam, what formation would you go at the back? Would you go?
I think it would be better to stick with the back three if they're very attacking. I'm trying to find now what kind of formation that they play normally, because it's one of them, isn't it, where obviously if they are a very attacking team, then the objective is to cancel them out and then catch them on the break, isn't it? So, but depends what formation they play.
Ollie, what would you say?
Depends how we line up against Ukraine. For me, if we line up against Ukraine with 5 at the back end, which to be honest I don't think we will, but if we do and we win, it's one of them. You don't change your winning formula, do you? I know we've been winning anyway, but we've been scraping by in the group. We were scraping by. We weren't great. We weren't brilliant. And like I say, against Germany, we were fantastic. Yeah, so if he goes with that same setup against Ukraine, and we run them over, I would just do the same again. Yeah. We're obviously comfortable with it. So play it. I think Kyle Walker does brilliantly at centre back as well, mate. Yeah. I think he's a natural right back, but he's a solid defender. So he does a job there.
I think he does do a job there. So he's good to have in that place as well, though, because I feel like obviously if you're playing on those two end centre back positions and not in the middle, it helps to have a bit of pace. Obviously, when you get caught on the break and that, so I think he's brilliant to have there.
Yeah, definitely. A little shout out for me as well for Jordan Pickford, by the way, because he's been absolutely brilliant. When he's actually had to come into the game, he's been brilliant. That save against Timo Werner and that save against Kai Havertz, absolute thunderbolt, and he pops up every time. And for me, I just think he needs a shout out because he's been brilliant. He's been absolutely brilliant.
Are you proud of our England goalkeeper?
Yeah, he's all right.
He has to be. He's not. To be honest, he gets a lot of stick for Everton, and I know week in week out's different. But when he plays for England, he's fantastic. You can't say a bad word about him. He wants to win as well. He's a lot of goalkeepers haven't really got a voice. They sort of, they do the job, and
he's passionate.
So
about
vocal.
His
he's passionate as hell. Yeah, he's been brilliant. I just thought I'd give him a little shout out. So not that he'll probably see it, but if he does, you never know. Yeah.
Well, there you go, Jordan Pickford. Is he trying to copy the Grealish look though? Do you reckon? Because he's got the kind of curtains going on, isn't he?
Well, it's one of them, isn't it? I might get that haircut actually. To say I like it. I do like it. The little headband and that. Yeah,
but there's going to be loads of knobheads after this World Cup walking around with that haircut.
Yeah, one of them's going to be me with my hair blonde. So, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Oh, actually, before we leave, Ollie, you being back in England, because me and Adam, we live in the Canary Islands. What's the atmosphere like over there at the moment? Because obviously now England are hosting it. Is there a massive uproar or?
It's on match days, it's packed everywhere. Everyone's out somewhere doing whatever they're doing. Match days are, especially for England, match days are proper bouncing. But I don't know whether it's just because of the restrictions and things, but it's sort of quiet during the week. Like there's not many flags and things like you would usually see like when it's a World Cup and there's people beeping their horns and things. But
it is crazy because obviously of the whole. Now you're free to. Oh, are you there, Ollie? Yeah,
I am. Mate. My phone's just gone on 20%.
Obviously, there's like loads of restrictions and things that you still can't do. But then you see these big crowds of like football fans and that. There's no distances. Does that worry? Do you think? Does that worry yourself? Like thinking about numbers going up in COVID again?
It doesn't particularly worry me, and I don't want that to sound selfish, but it's horrible when it affects people's lives and things like that. But
yeah, of course,
it's one of them things where it'll never go away. It's one of the it's here forever now. It's just how you manage it, isn't it? Yeah. So it's how long can you lock people up for? It's one of them. Apparently, the rumours are for the final's going to be full capacity at Wembley, 90,000 full capacity. So.
Wow.
I haven't got a clue, but the cases are rising every day again over here. Even though we've got the vaccine rolled out, the cases are rising all the time. There's just new variants all the time. That's the thing. So I want it to be over. I've had, as probably everyone's had enough, but I want it to be over now. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy to see full stadiums. But that atmosphere on Tuesday night was just unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable in the ground. You could feel it even when we were singing the national anthem.
Yeah.
You felt it, you know what I mean? You thought, this is what we want. We want this, we need this. Yeah. So
well lads, thanks for joining us on One Way Football. Cheers Adam, cheers Ollie. Don't forget to subscribe to One Way Football if you're new to the channel, and let's get them likes up. If you like the video, then drop us a like. Don't forget to drop that like. Ollie, cheers again. Adam, thank you very much.
No problems, mate.
And we shall catch you next week.
One Way Football.